the next 2 years and what we'll accomplish together with over 35,000 fellow AFSCME represented workers across the state. Over the past 2 years, we have faced unprecedented challenges as a union and as a state. We have dealt with wildfires and a pandemic. On top of increasingly difficult circumstances, we are expected to do our work in just normal times. Throughout it all, we have remained steadfast in our commitment to our members and to the communities in which we serve. One of the most impactful ways we've been able to weather these literal and figurative storms is through the disaster fund. When I'm not serving as your council president, I work at 911 dispatch in Clackamas County. And so I was on dispatch during the wildfires, the very early of the wildfires, working 20-hour days for 3 days straight, just like I was on the front line. While I wanted to be involved in the council's disaster fund as then the council treasurer, I knew there were talented member leaders and staff behind me who could carry the load while I was doing what was needed. This fund has been crucial in providing support to our members who have been impacted by natural disasters, and I'm proud of the work that we have done to support each other during these times. But I'm even more proud of the work member leaders like all of you have done to make programs like the Disaster Fund a reality. It takes us all coming together to support our members in times of need. Inclusivity is also a crucial theme for us as a union. We know that everyone feels alone sometimes, especially these last few years. Oregon AFSCME is a place to come together with your coworkers and fellow Oregon workers. I myself moved to Oregon from Ohio, and like so many people who move across the country as an adult, it took some time for me to find my community. Oregon AFSCME and my local were places where I was treated fairly, equitably, and encouraged to be and stay involved. I felt welcomed and supported. I got my start, like everyone else in this room, first with my local union. And why? Because someone took the time not only to invite me, but encourage me to see my voice mattered. My time mattered, and my energy mattered. So I got more involved in the union. I saw the power of our union to be able to affect change in terms of safety, equity, and making Oregon a better place to live and work. When we move together in the same direction, we move forward as a movement. We've made great strides these last few years, and I am proud of the work that we have done to adopt to an entirely new environment and the way of conducting business within and without now that the pandemic has stopped. We adopted our work on behalf of the communities we serve to ensure Oregonians receive the services they needed more than ever. I see this work as a stepping stone to even greater heights. When I got involved in my union, I saw opportunities where I knew I could make a difference and knew I could make things better. A lot of that comes from my grandmother, Edith Jean. Whenever the most was needed, that's where she found herself. Whether that was church, her family, her neighbors, or the community she lived in. Wherever there was the most need, Grandma was there. And that stuck with me throughout my life. So when I saw the need in my union, that's where I went. I think that's probably why each and every one of you in this room today saw a need, and that's where you went. We know we can't do this alone. One of the things that make Oregon AFSCME great is the incredible diverse work of our members, what they do, the expertise they bring, whether you work in behavioral health, in corrections, at a state agency, on the Hill at OHSU, or with one of Oregon's county cities, your voice matters. Looking around this room, I see a lot of new faces, and some, well, not so new, but faces both we can do without. We need leaders with institutional knowledge and expertise to help support and bring on the next generation of leaders. So I want to pose a challenge to this room, full of leaders. We need to look for another area of need. We need to identify the next generation of leaders. Even if this is your first convention, guess what? Now you're a seasoned leader. When you go home, talk about the exciting work we've accomplished this weekend at the convention, talk about the training and skills we picked up at the Leadership Summit, and through the different workshops. Find that new leader and ask them to join you at a meeting. Think about how you got involved and how you were helped on board, and use that thought process to help bring the next generation of leaders to here to Oregon AFSCME. Talk about how you help set the direction of our union for the next 2 years. Thank you all for all that you do for our union and keeping our union strong, keeping our state and communities safe and healthy. Thank you, everyone.